Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it would be a fun, I just thought it would be fun to show you through the graphic novels that I own, whether I've read them or not, and generally just give a little tour of my little graphic novel section on my bookshelf. I don't have loads of graphic novels, but I don't have not loads. Here they are. This is the amount that I have, and a few of these are Ben's. I really enjoy watching these videos, like really specific parts of people's bookshelves where they just like go into depth. So that is what I am going to do, and maybe if you enjoy this, let me know, and maybe I'll do a different section of my bookshelf. We'll see. Before we start, I would love it for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, let us get into the video. So these are in no particular order. They're just in the order of like, I took them off the shelf and I like put them on here. So let's go. This is actually the most recent addition to my graphic novel collection. So this is The Sad Ghost Club by Liz Meddings. Yeah, I literally picked this up yesterday and I read it yesterday, which I literally never do. I talked about this in my autumn books video, which you can watch up there if you like. This is a graphic novel all about anxiety basically, and it's a quite an accessible way that it's told, and it kind of just focuses on like the importance of finding solidarity with other people that kind of are experiencing the same mental health problems as you, and how much that can help you in not escaping, but like kind of escaping that funk, and just by like seeing that you're not the only one that's experiencing it. Here, oh, maybe I'll do some overlays. Cue the overlay. Here is the art style of this book. I really enjoy the trees in this book specifically, and also the ghost is just so cute. I just find it really amusing. It's not funny because obviously the ghost is quite metaphorical, but the ghost just like, you know, sitting on a bench. I just find it really funny. So that is the first one. A really sweet, I think I would say like a 3.5 stars, but for no reason. It's just not groundbreaking, but I really enjoyed it. This is quite fun because I don't know what order it's in, so I'm like, what is the next one? The next one is also one I spoke about in my autumnal books. This is Here by Richard Maguire. This is basically, it's really heavy actually. This is basically the story of, well, it's not a story, it's just, it shows this one corner of a room over thousands and thousands of years, and the different people that come into the room and go, and like how the room changes from not being a room at all. It's more just like, you know, a corner of a space of this earth, and how it changes and adapts over time. Fascinating concept. I absolutely love the concept, and I love the book. It's one that I like to just pick up and flick through occasionally. So here's an overview of the kind of like art style, and I really enjoy how it goes from like dark to light, and just the little snippets of like dialogue as well is so interesting. Like the way that it like mashes them together in like a kind of link. It's just, I just love it. I think it's so clever. So this is quite a unique one. It's not necessarily like a story, but I think this is quite a good gift. I actually received this as a gift from my friends Amy and Thea, so yeah, that's the second one. Okay, the next one is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This copy is actually signed by Patrick Ness when I went to Yelk. That's quite fun. This isn't necessarily like a graphic novel, but I have this in my graphic novel section because it's kind of illustrated. So there's like occasional illustrations and bits and bobs on the page, if you know what I mean. So that's why it's a graphic novel. It's not really a graphic novel, but it's a novel with illustrations. It's a very metaphorical story about a monster that shows up after midnight, but it isn't the monster that Connor has been expecting. And so it's a really, really unique and a really beautiful story that I feel like lots of people have read, and the film is really good too. Okay, the next one I've got is The Isabel Journal by Isabel Harrop. This is quite a wild card. I actually back in like, I can't even remember, like 2016 maybe, 2017, I won a Hotkey Books challenge or like something, and I got to pick like 5 books from them, and so I was like browsing their website and I was like, this looks cool, so I picked this. It's basically like an autobiography graphic memoir from Isabel Harrop, and it says here, just a northern girl from where nothing really happens. And I'll show you the art style. I think it's really funny. It's kind of just like split into various different like parts about her, and it kind of gives like an overall collage of like her and her life. This is one of my particular favorite pages, because I still relate to that. It's like almost creating a scrapbook for your life, but it's a book. Like, it's like when you scrapbook and you like put your memories together, but they've done that in this book, and it's really, really fun. So yeah, quite a unique one. The next one is a fave. This is Roller Girl by Victoria Jameson. I love this graphic novel so much. I reread it this year actually, because I started roller skating, and I will insert some clips, but I really had to reread it after starting roller skating, because I started understanding some of the terminology in this book, which was really fun. But this is a middle grade graphic novel, and we basically follow Astrid, who falls in love with roller derby, and it also explores friendship. It's really cute. I love the roller skating in it. It's really sweet. I love it so much. Just really cute. It's a very small graphic novel actually. But yeah, a really cute one. Okay, the next one is How to Be Ace, a memoir of growing up asexual by Rebecca Burgess. This is a graphic memoir. I haven't, apart from the Isabel journal, just having a look, I think that's the only other kind of vaguely graphic memoir I've read. But this was a really interesting exploration of asexuality and kind of growing up, what that felt like for Rebecca, and kind of through her teen years through into uni and trying to figure out who she is. Here's the art style. It's quite I don't know how to describe art. Are you like, I apologise, I'm not good with art, but I really like this. I like that it's colourful, because a lot of graphic novels are not colourful on the inside, so I enjoyed that. From what I can remember, at the end of each chapter there's a bit of like, not statistics, but just like informative like information about asexuality, and obviously how it's like not a monolith, and so there's like various different perspectives, and I thought that was really fun and interesting, and a really, really great memoir. And I learned a lot reading this book. Asexuality is definitely something that is not as commonly found in books, and I'm really keen to read more books with ace rep. So yeah, this is a really great memoir. I bought this from Gaze the Word, I think. Is this mine? I don't think this is mine. I didn't buy this from Gaze the Word. I think Ben bought this from Gaze the Word. I need to stop claiming things that aren't mine. I just thought I'd show you our collection. The next one that is in my graphic novel section that is not really a graphic novel is Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. This is in my graphic novel section because it's a unique form of book. So this is kind of set, like the whole book is set as an IKEA catalogue, a fake IKEA catalogue. I think it's called Gorsk. So you like open it and it's like, welcome to Orsk, and it's like there's like a map, which is fun, and so it kind of just looks like an IKEA catalogue. Look, there's like an order form, so fun. And then each chapter kind of focuses on a piece of furniture from Orsk, and I've just realised that I haven't like given you the concept of what this book is, so that must sound really weird if you've no idea what this book is. This is a horror novel set in Orsk, a fake IKEA, and we follow some of the employees, and they basically get stuck there overnight, and it's paranormal and creepy and scary. And so with that in mind, every chapter there is a piece of furniture that is involved in this book somehow in that chapter, and it's really scary and spooky, and also kind of like entertaining to see how that piece of furniture is incorporated into that chapter. I remember really enjoying that. I don't think it's like the best book ever, but as a like horror book that is like quite a fun concept, I quite enjoyed it. The next one is How to Have Feminist Sex, a fairly graphic guide by Flo Perry. This was gifted at a Penguin Platform event, I believe. It's basically just a guide about feminist sex. It's quite inclusive in its language from what I can remember. It talks about consent, it talks about orgasms, it talks about virginity. I'm just like scrolling through it. Oh my god. It talks about getting to know your genitals and kind of like being in a relationship and kind of openly communicating what you like and what you don't like and that sort of thing. Just a really great guide. I really enjoyed reading this. Okay, the next one I have got is House Party by Rachel Smith. Fun fact, this one has also been signed by the author and drawn nice illustration too. I met her at Yalc as well, and she just drew that right there. I was like, oh my god, the talent is like outstanding. This is one I would really like to reread because it's been a really long time since I read it, but it's basically like new adult. You know, you're in your 20s, you've graduated from uni, you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, you're living with your friends, and it's kind of just that. It's just like a snippet of this group's life, and I think they tried to throw this house party because that's what they used to do like back at uni. But obviously they are not at uni anymore, they are adults in their 20s. So a really fun read, and I really like Rachel Smith's illustrations. Here they are, and I really like the way that the dialogue is done in this as well. I actually also have another graphic novel of hers called The Rabbit, which was really different and I think a bit like magical, a little bit, and a little bit, I don't know what the words are, I can't remember. And I can't remember because I have lost it. I've lost that book, and I think I must have lost it in one of my moves. I didn't lose it in this move because I did not have it in my previous house, and I don't know where it is. And I'm very sad about that because that book was really good and also signed. So sad times, but maybe I'll just have to rebuy it. Rachel Smith has also come out with a lockdown graphic novel. I think it's called like The Quarantine Comics, which I'm really interested in reading as well because I really remember loving this graphic novel by her. So yeah, that's House Party. Oh, right, we're going to do these in a collection. Now we have a really unheard of graphic novel. It's called Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. Big lols. I mean, it's like, I'm so glad that these books have got so popular because I honestly just think they're great and cute and I love them. And I'm so excited for the TV show. Like, I legitimately cannot wait. Like, I'm so excited to see Nick and Charlie on the screen. This is just books 1 and 2. I haven't bought the rest of them yet. I actually am very behind, and I could just read it online, which is why I always like struggle to buy them. But then I see them together here and I just would love to read them all in one, so I will buy them eventually. But yeah, this is Heartstopper. If you don't know, this is like set in school. It's about Nick and Charlie. Charlie is openly out and Nick begins to question as he starts to fall for Charlie, and that's all I'll say because I won't say anything else about book 2 and everything like that. But yeah, I love Alice Oseman's writing, and I love her characters, and I love her illustration style. I just think it's so wholesome and cute, and I really enjoy it. And then also I have here, which sits with my graphic novels, the Heartstopper colouring book, and big shout out to Sophie, happy colouring Jazz, from the Little Contemporary Corner, because she sent me this because she had 2 copies. Let me just show you. Here's one of my beautiful colourings. Yeah, so that would recommend if you've never heard of it. Okay, we have 2 books left, one of which is not a graphic novel. Is this a tour of my graphic novels? We don't know. This is Do What You Want by Ruby Tando. This is actually a zine. It's more like a collection of my like not standard paperbacks, isn't it? Let's be honest. But yeah, this is Do What You Want, and it's a zine all about mental well-being, and so this covers so much. To give a brief overview, let me just go to the index. Just a brief overview of like the kind of things that it discusses in here, along with like illustrations and stuff. So it talks about therapy, it talks about how to keep your brain together when you're fat, it talks about money, transphobia, stress and anxiety at work, it talks about disordered eating, and it talks about exercise, and it talks about medical care, medication, OCD, It talks about domestic violence, and it talks about autism and ableism. That is just a small snippet of what it covers. Each part of the zine is written by someone different, so there's a real wide variety of voices in this, and it's such a great zine. I like to dip in and out. I've read it all, but it's nice to go back and revisit specific articles. I don't know that you can buy it anymore because it was like a limited edition. I think it was Kickstarter. Hello, Editing Jazz here. So I've just looked it up, and actually you can read it for free online, legitimately. So I'll leave the link below. It's on Issue. So yeah, if you're interested in any of those articles in Do What You Want, you can read them. Yay. Okay, bye. But it's really good. Ruby Tandoh does now have another book out, or maybe a few books. One of them is called Eat Up, which I think is like a recipe book, really promoting like positive eating, and that I would really like to get that because I really like Ruby Tandoh as a person. She's great. Okay, we're on to the final book, which is Ben's. So this is Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, and this is illustrated by Danica Novgorodov. So this book was actually just a novel, and it's a novel in verse, and then it was made into a graphic novel after. This one is Ben's, and I haven't actually read it yet, but all I know about it is that it really covers cyclical violence and kind of violence in communities. We follow this guy as his brother has been shot and he wants to get revenge for his brother, and so I can imagine it's going to dive into quite a lot of tricky and hard sensitive topics, but honestly I've only heard 5-star things about this, and the art style from like flicking through is really beautiful, and I can imagine it's like been made really accessible by it being a graphic novel, and because it's written in verse it looks really emotive because of like the like rhythm of the words, if you know what I mean. So I'm really keen to get to this one soon. And that is my graphic novels slash not graphic novels, my collection of books. Have you read any of these? What did you think? If you have any graphic novel recommendations as well, please leave them below because I always love a graphic novel. I don't buy them that often because they are quite expensive, but I am signing up to my new library soon, so I'm really fingers crossed hoping they have some good graphic novels there, or like ones that I can order in to the library. So yeah, leave your graphic novel recommendations in the comments, and if you watched all the way to the end of the video but you don't have anything to comment, that's chill. Leave a little like paintbrush emoji or like crayon, because like graphic novels there's illustrations, you know. Let me know also if you would quite like another section of my bookshelf shown to you. That could be fun. Yeah, I will see you in a new video. Bye. Hoping we got the beep as an outtake. You don't need to be silent or anything. Okay, that's definitely gonna be